It was really the only way I knew how to tell the story. So, I mean, I think in some ways that's been a blessing. It was, when after I did counterculture, and I had the exhibition that grew from that, and I had other, and there was a TV series that was optioned by ABC for television series. It never actually happened because Delta Burke broke her ankle on the set, like right before it was supposed to. I had the tickets to the taping of the pilot, so it had been greenlit. But because I saw how you can take the material and really make it into all these different media formats, there's all these different ways to tell the story. Photography became a big thing for that book, and these oral history interviews with these women. Once I never could just write to rely on the written word, I guess, as to be the definitive format. And even with this book, Overground Railroad, I mean, when I went to Abrams, they're an art book publisher, and so, but I was really concerned that it would be too gritty of an art book, and that, because the material and the subject was so important in terms of race and the research that went into this. I mean, that's the other double-edged sword of when you take pictures, people think, oh, you just traveled around the country for the summer and took some photographs. It's like, no, that work, I've been doing scholarly research since 2013 on this book for Overground Railroad. And I had the fellowship with Skip Gates. I had the fellowship with the Schomburg. I had ACLS. I had NEH. I mean, there's all these different, so I've always been in that middle ground between academia and, and mass media projects. So it's kind of new territory. I don't recommend it, honestly, because it's harder, but I don't know how else to do it myself. And I know that when I'm in the room with a lot of diehard true academics who are really, specialized in what they do, it's almost this like narrow focus of their identities surrounded around, about I'm a historian, I'm an Africanist, I'm a whatever. And when I'm in the room with those people, I said, well, but you can try this, this, and this. And they're like, wow, I never thought about it that way. But that's what, my agent, my editor, when I thought I was going to go to grad school to get my PhD, I got my master's. But when I couldn't make a living earlier days as an author, I thought, well, I'm just going to go get my PhD. And they were like, no, it'll ruin, like, it will suck the life out of what makes you you. Like, don't do it. And I didn't understand it at the time, but now I'm like, looking back, I was like, oh, they're right. I get that, being an artist and being a creative thinker informs everything I do. So it also helps when I take scholarly, material, I represent it in a different way just because it's the way that, my mind thinks as an artist.